Mutations are happening every day to all of us, but most of the time, they're invisible.
For me, a mutation is something that occurs all the time. It's a natural process. Many times, a mutation has no consequence. There's a change in the DNA, but that DNA is not important for the development of the embryo or the physiology of the organs.
When the cells in our body divide, they must replicate their DNA. Sometimes that's when a copying error can take place, but usually it's fixed up by our body's own correction system.
So we have proofreading enzymes, if you will, that actually zip along the DNA and they go and find a mistake and they get rid of it. They're quite efficient. They work in general. I mean, we'd be long dead if we didn't have these.
Proofreading enzymes fix up small mutations on a daily basis. But when they fail to do their job, that's when a mutation occurs.
A mutation can occur in any cell in the body, but if it occurs in a cell that gives rise to an egg or a sperm, and those egg or sperm are used to make a child, then that mutation is inherited and passed on to generations.
Those mutations could be detrimental and could cause things like birth defects, or they could be beneficial and cause, for instance, stronger bones or whiter teeth, or a change in your hair or eye color, or sometimes the mutations just make me different from you.
The townsfolk of Olney, Illinois know only too well about color mutations. Their parks are filled with some of the cutest mutants on the planet, and every evening they come out to play. A population of albino squirrels has settled here and made the town their home. According to local folklore, the first pair of white squirrels appeared in 1902, when William Stroop found them in woods outside the city. Stroop captured the pair and displayed them in the local saloon. Later, they were released into City Park, where they started to breed. In their heyday in the 1940s, the population of albino squirrels reached almost 800. The townsfolk of Olney have given the squirrels pride of place, and they've helped shape the very identity of the town. Olney is not alone in treasuring its albinos. Whenever one of these rare white creatures is discovered, its strangeness captivates us.
Thought to be about 40 years old, the crocodile's creamy skin and pale whitish eyes are radically different from the colouring of normal crocs, and according to researchers, the syndrome is extremely rare. But at least they've named the rare creature. From today, he'll be simply Snowy.
And two-headedness isn't Golden Girl's only claim to fame. Normal rat snakes are black with a black tongue and eyes. Golden Girl's is also an albino, a case of being doubly blessed or doubly cursed. But whether it's an albino snake or an albino squirrel, the cause of their albinism is the same. Within every cell in the body, our genes hold the DNA instructions for how that body grows and functions. Amongst the thousands of genes in every cell, there are those that determine eye and hair color. In grey squirrels, these genes code for a pigment called melanin, which gives them grey fur and black eyes. But a mutation in these genes means little or no melanin is produced, so there's no colour at all in the fur or the eyes. The result is an albino animal. Genes come in pairs, and every baby squirrel receives one from mum and one from dad. It's only when both parents pass on a mutated gene that the baby is an albino. The citizens of Olney pamper their squirrels, but dogs, cats and other predators find the albinos easy pickings. Their eyesight is poor, and without any colour for camouflage, they stand out. So these special creatures are at risk. To help more albinos survive, Olney has risen to the challenge. Police officers here are perhaps the only ones in the world charged with protecting albino animals. White squirrels have the right of way on city streets, and it's an offence to harm them in any way. The latest squirrel census shows that the population is now stable. It's the same the world over. Albino animals carry a slight disadvantage in the struggle for survival. This small mutation makes life just a little bit harder. But sometimes a small mutation may be an advantage, giving some animals the edge over their competitors.
Mutations have allowed the whole animal, plant, human world to actually survive and make it in this world. Without mutations, we would probably die out when we encounter the first virus, for example. We wouldn't be able to survive.